Welcome back, everyone, to the first round, the round of 64 of the CCS Season 5 Championship presented by the Collegiate Conference Series. From the SEC, it's number 1, Missouri, out of the South region, taking on 16 seed Stephen F. Austin, the WAC Conference Tournament champion. Here in round 1 to kick things off here tonight, slate Missouri, number 1 out of the SEC, drawn as heavy favorites to win the whole thing, and they're the third highest rated team to win. Out of the Community Bracket Challenge, we'll see how far the Tigers can go.
Yeah, I mean, Mizzou, obviously a newcomer here in CCS Season 5, and we expected this team to do great work this season, and they have done exactly that. I mean, they achieved a top 3 seed, obviously one of the 4 1 seeds, and as you just mentioned, they were picked, top 3 to be a potential championship, to win the championship in the bracket challenge that we've had. This team is looking to go far. Stephen F. Austin, obviously, they're coming off their conference championship win. Going toe-to-toe with Mizzou, round 1, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, they were perfect, though, in the conference play. They haven't lost in quite some time. That last loss came back in week 2, it looks like, to NJIT in Northern Kentucky we talked about earlier off broadcast. It's been a good minute since the Lumberjacks have dropped a series in CCS, but how will that fare tonight with Missouri is both these teams have no experience playing in the CCS championships, both making their first appearances tonight. We'll see how things go, but again, Missouri, number 1 seed here in the South region in the CCS championships, and for those of you who do not know, the number 1 seed right now, 4-0 against the 16 seed, so now SFA looking to become the first 16 seed to knock off a 1. The odds are heavily stacked against them. Their work is cut out for them. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, it would be it'd be pretty incredible. It would be legitimately historic if SFA were able to get this W. And obviously, they are playing with a sub as well. There is no blast for Stephen F. Austin here in this matchup. That's going to make things even tougher.
Absolutely it is. And again, coming into the tournament with this sub as well is no easy challenge for SFA. And it honestly probably makes Missouri feel a little bit better. Going to round 1, playing a sub for SFA, but we'll see how things continue to go on the course of the night. But again, it's just one game tonight, and then tomorrow really kind of gets us into gear with 6 high-level games coming your way tomorrow, and you can see a couple of them on the left side of your screen. And let's kick things off at 7 Eastern. Join us, we talked a lot about this game. Number 3, North Texas, taking on number 14, Utah, to kick things off tomorrow. That is a game to watch if you're an upset picker and your bracket challenge. That is one that maybe we could have some history happen.
Yeah, UNT is one of those teams that they finished really great through the conference runs. I mean, that's the biggest thing I mentioned. I mean, seeing this team take down Charlotte, take down Wichita State, they looked really good. Utah, however, as we know historically, they are a team who are full of surprises. They are a team who can fight with the best of the best, and they're sneaky. They really are. They're a trap game for sure. As a 14 seed, I do think North Texas should be able to deal, but I said it before, I will say it again. If there's any 14 seed to upset a 3 seed, I would pick Utah.
I would agree with that. We'll see how things go tomorrow. The Big 12 has always done well at the CCS championships. Again, they've got 2 national titles as well, while we're sitting here waiting on both teams to hop in the lobby. But, tomorrow's stream should be fun. I mean, again, we got the North Texas game at a 3:14, and Radford, Quinnipiac at 2:15. We got a lot of smack talk going on between those 2 teams as it stands right now. As we'll see if they can take their money where their mouth is and put it on the field tomorrow night. And that 2:15 clash. And then Louisiana Air Force could be interesting. St. Thomas and Drexel probably will be a wash for Drexel. And then to close the night, Arizona State will take on UCLA at midnight. So should be a long 6-hour slate of some fun games.
Yeah, no, those first 3 games I'm really excited for. I mean, I know I mentioned it to you, Nation. I mean, they're all high seeds versus low seeds. North Texas versus Utah, Radford versus Quinnipiac, Northeastern versus Xavier. I mean, the lowest there is obviously the 3-14 matches of North Texas, Utah, and Northeastern Xavier, and then Radford, Quinnipiac is obviously 2-15. But there's a lot of great stories behind all 3 of those matches. Obviously, Utah being what is considered to be, one of those sleeper teams looking to do damage in their first national championship tournament. We've got that little bit of chipper between Quinnipiac and Radford. Xavier is in the tournament, going toe to toe with Northeastern, who are looking to make a run. I'm really excited to see all three of those matches. Then, of course, seeing the rest of the day fill out as well should be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. We'll have to wait and see. We got to get to tomorrow first. We got to get through this stream as well and see Missouri take on SFA. We're waiting on the Lumberjacks to hop in the lobby. Missouri is now in, though. But, looking at tomorrow, though, it's going to be fun. Again, looking back at the top of the stream, North Texas, again, they're picked to go pretty far in a lot of brackets. But their run includes two very difficult Big 12 teams that have all had success in the past at the CCS championships. And again, Florida would be their round 3 opponent. So again, that road is difficult for UNT. We'll see if they get off to a good start tomorrow against Utah. But again, the Big 12 is physical. It's one of the most physical leagues in the country. We'll see if UNT can hang up with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I mean, I personally have UNT going far. I have them getting through the first 2 rounds, and I believe getting eliminated by Florida in a pretty close series. I think it's going to be good, though. I mean, North Texas, they're going to have to really make themselves a run to get out of the West, obviously. They're going to have to take down Utah, most likely Arizona, then most likely Florida. And then if they make it to that regional final match, they'll most likely face off against, a team like Michigan State, San Diego State, Grand Canyon. It's not going to be easy for them, but I mean, they've shown that they can really compete, especially again in that American Conference tournament. If they're going to go on a run, they got to keep that momentum going.
That they do. Well, the players are finally ready, Jonas. So I'd say we get down to the field for game 1 to kick off tonight's action. Number 1, Missouri, taking on 16 seed Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks from Nacogdoches, Texas. We'll see how things roll. Let's get down to the field.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Stephen F. Austin does. I haven't been able to see this team a lot, and I'm excited to see how they do against Mizzou. But then again, I know there's a lot of Missouri fans here who are they just want to see their team have their way in this round 1 matchup, and they very well might. And we'll see what each of these teams has here in this round 1 matchup. But SFA, they got to do some damage.
That they do. We saw last night Southern Indiana kind of put some pushback on James Madison as a 15-2 matchup, but again, the 116 has not had a lot of success for the 16 seed, although, last season Indiana did get sent to a game 6. They were the 4th overall seed, and they played the best 16 seed, but, this is a 116 where Missouri's a 3rd overall, so, again, coming into this, I think it's going to be a sweep, but SFA, they've proven they can fight. We'll see if they can show out some prowess tonight to make this interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen how good Mizzou have looked. Obviously, also, I mean, they're a perfectly undefeated team right now. They did great work in non-con. Obviously, in conference play, had to face off against Florida a couple times, Texas A&M, South Carolina, and they were able to make do perfectly. In non-conference, they played teams like Charlotte. They played Ball State Black. They played Old Dominion. I mean, this was a team that they had a lot of tough matches, and they've won out completely. It's part of the reason they are, the number 3 overall seed, getting the 1 seed here in the South, and that's why a lot of people having them go all the way.
Again, I think they're picked in 7.51% of the brackets in the CCS Community Bracket Challenge. There was 33 submissions, and Missouri was picked to win in a couple of those brackets. But again, it doesn't matter what people pick. You got to show your fight in all 6 rounds to be crowned a national champion in CCS, and you can't lose. It's win or go home from round 1.
Yeah, that's what always makes these tournaments so interesting. Is we mentioned it favors the consistent teams, because if you have one bad night, your season will just end.
That it will. And again, these teams playing for spot in next Friday's round of 32. We'll have a date with number 8 Arizona State, or number 9 UCLA. We'll find out their opponent tomorrow night at midnight Eastern. But 2 minutes down here in game 1. Not a bad start for SFA.
Absolutely not. I mean, almost half this game gone, and haven't allowed Mizzou to break through. Bubs building an attack here, and as I say it, Bubs will find the back of the SFA net for the first time, just able to kind of find his way through all 3 Lumberjacks.
Again, I was just talking about how good of a start SFA was having, but right then and there, the Missouri offense able to turn on the Jets, add on goal number 1, 2:44 to go. The Tigers find their first goal of the tournament.
Now Frostbite from the corner just misses the crossbar there. I mean, we've seen, obviously, it's only a 1-goal game, but the bigger thing is that we've just seen Missouri look completely in control to start, which is what we expected. Bubs double no good. Crims has an open look. Jack almost got back to it. Did get a piece of it, but not enough.
Not enough. 2-0 as Missouri finds goal to Crims. Finds his first of the tournament. 2:23 to play. The Tigers double the lead.
Yeah, as of right now, Stephen F. Austin, they got 0 shots on net. They have not been able to get really any momentum going forward to start, and I would expect that to stay the case here for the Tigers of Mizzou, but we'll see what the Lumberjacks can do. This one looks to just be wide. It will be Frostbite towards Crims, just playing and keeping control. I mean, I got to ask you, Nation, looking forward a little bit more at the bracket, you know, Mizzou are the heavy favorites in this one. I don't know if anyone predicted Mizzou losing this matchup. Who do you think is going to be that first team to really give Missouri trouble?
Oh, Arizona State, maybe could grab a 2 games at maximum and get Missouri into a little bit of panic in Game 6. But I think in terms of actually being a real threat to Missouri losing, honestly, not till the Final Four against they play Akron.
Really?
Maybe.
I mean, there's some good there's some good teams in the South. There's Wichita State. You got James Madison. You got Purdue.
I think this team is a little bit of a step ahead against most of the teams from the South. I think JMU might be the one team that could contest them for the regional championship. But, in terms of the whole bracket, I mean, again, I think JMU or Akron, if they can get to those 2 tests, I think they're going to play the title game.
Yeah, I mean, this team they're one of the best. Not much more needs to be said, and they're going to be looking to make a run. Everyone's predicting it so, and Stephen F. Austin, they're obviously looking to kind of shock the world with this one, but we'll have to see just what they can do, and playing with a sub doesn't make it any easier, and they've still yet to get a shot on target here in game number 1. Mizzou, they're just looking for a dominant sweep to start off their run.
And their sub is still very good, though, in terms of, it's not like a massive drop down in skill. Jack is still a solid player. He's shown some flashes of brilliance through the course of the season when he's had to step in for various different teammates. But again, you look at game 1 in its entirety, 2-0, likely the final score, barring a third one here, which they is able to be saved. I think you have to take this as a win if you're SFA. You only give up 2 to a number one seed in the first game. It's not a bad start at all.
I mean, it's not. We saw them obviously keep it really close in those first 2 minutes, and then as we got closer towards halftime, the first one did come through for Mizzou. Bubs, he's going to get stopped at the goal line by Jacob, so it will be a final score of 2-0. I mean, much closer than I think I would have predicted, but ultimately, I don't think the scoreline does it justice. I think the shot line describes a lot more of what we just saw.
Yeah, 9-0. Not even a single shot for SFA, Jonas. And that could spell disaster as this series goes on, but again, your defense only gave up 2, but your offense has to find ways to at least get shots on target. If you can't even get a shot off, there's no way in heck you're going to have any sort of a close chance to win this series.
And I think you can see also in the shot count, as you mentioned, Mizzou had those 9, scored 2, 3 were saved. So, 4 out of their 9 shots, almost 50% of the shots were just off target. And I think that's just because Mizzou, they're not too worried. They're not too worried about being too efficient because they know they can put more shots on. They know that they can put goals away. And even if Stephen F. Austin saves a couple, scores a couple, I think they know that they can just add on more whenever they really feel.
Yeah, the only time, again, we've seen the one seed kind of get a scare in the first round was when Florida Gulf Coast actually led Indiana 2-1 in last season's tournament. But then Indiana locked back in and won 3 in a row. But now SFA, this is the game they got to fight back. They can't let this game get to 2-0 or it's probably just over.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where we always say, Nation, if you're that lower seed, if you're that lower team, you want to do everything you can to get started a little bit earlier. As Crim's going to miss this one as Bubs didn't want to take the initial shot. We're already saying maybe Mizzou having a little bit of that fun, trying to go for more of those highlight reel plays. But yeah, it's going to be tough for SFA to make the comeback already. And I mean, we knew it was going to be tough from the get-go.
That we did. And again, we talked about it earlier. This tournament got to be one of the most unforgiving tournaments in Rocket League. I mean, it's single elimination, $500. It's when your season's over.
You giggled at Graham's comment, didn't you?
I did not. I haven't even read chat, so I have not.
Oh, okay. I giggled at it. Anyways, first minute gone here in game number 2. And I mean, again, it's sticking close, but it just doesn't feel like Missouri are really putting the pedal to the metal at the moment. I mean, we've seen this team obviously play their hardest against teams like Florida, against teams like Ball State Black, really going toe-to-toe with those top levels of competition. But here in this one, you can see they don't feel too threatened.
They're getting shots off now, though, which is, again, much better than game 1, where you already got a shot on target now, where you had 0 the first 5 minutes of the series as Frostbite trying to deliver. Couldn't find a way through there. Now Jacobs off the save. Starts the counter for SFA.
Jacobs shot off target. Bubs will just steer this one out over the sidewall. 2v1. Crims is pre-jumping. Zodiac, a good save. Frostbite follow up top right, misses now. Good 50 still out in front from Mizzou. They're still trying to find that first Bubs corner. Reed will roll up and over Jacobs. Jack finds another save. SFA holding on.
The defense has played very well tonight, holding off a very good Missouri offense, and even Florida's defense in the SEC tournament final couldn't hold them off this well.
And I mean, we have seen Missouri are just they are just putting shot after shot on target right now. They got 10 already. They had 9 total last game. They already got 10 in this game.
Yeah, again, their offense, one of the best in the league. They've proven that time and time again, and that's how they've willed their way to a 1 seed. Their offense is one of the best. Their defense has done a heck of a job this season, only being undefeated in series all season. But SFA again coming in, haven't lost since week 2, so I'm not sure they know what a loss feels like. It's a Frostbite finds the first.
Yeah, it has been a long time, as just a miss there from Jacobs. Jack got drawn in, didn't think Frostbite was going to be able to put that kind of shot on target, and the Tigers will add on the first, and SFA will see if they can compete. I mean, again, I think at this point, we just want to see Stephen F. Austin put 1 goal away.
I think that would get a lot of offensive momentum going for this Lumberjack offense. And so far tonight has been scoreless through 7 minutes, trying to get help here in a 2-on-1, but Frostbite, another big stop for the Tiger defense, keeps them unscathed. Now 8 minutes into play.
Zodiac, a dribble here. Bubs maybe being a bit threatened. The bump attempt. Jack is there. Bar down and out. Jacobs is there. Reset, rebound. Jacobs gets the first one for Stephen F. Austin.
The Lumberjacks on the board for the first time in the tournament. 1:51 to go. It's Jacobs to get the Lumberjacks started.
And that is a beauty of a first goal from Jacobs and the Lumberjacks. And ultimately, I mean, tying things up in quite a spectacular way. I mean, we'll see if they can keep those kinds of plays up. Zodiac, a great save there late off the upper 90. Possession stolen away. Maybe SFA heating up.
Jacobs, if he could have made contact there, Bubs was out of reach. That was a 2-on-1 the other way for the Lumberjacks. So again, they're starting to create looks for us, which could be a good sign. But again, Missouri, you have to feel like they might be not at full strength in terms of how hard they're playing this series, but they know that they can take over at any moment.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing here. I still think Mizzou are feeling just very, very comfortable, very relaxing. They're still putting shots on target. They're still creating that bit of pressure, and ultimately, I just don't think, I said it already, I don't think they feel all too threatened. We're still seeing them go for those lower percentage shots. Bubs was trying to get a reset so he could find himself a corner read. Crims looking for demos, bumps. Jacobs will find another stop, and SFA holding on well. Crims has a look, puts it top shelf, and the lead back in the hands of the Tigers.
48 seconds to go. Frostbite to Crims. Good for a second. The Lumberjacks defense finally folds after what feels like an eternity, but again, they're only allowing 2 goals a game. That's not bad at all for a 1-16 game.
Not at all, and they still have a chance to add on another. Frostbite here will have this read on lock, and there's just no one to stop him.
That's beautiful. Frostbite in midfield gets the read. He has no boost, just hoping it drops to him, and it does. He catches it at the bottom of his car. 44 seconds, and Frostbite extends the lead to 2.
Yeah, and again, Mizzou, they're just looking confident. As you can see, that was a fake kickoff there from Frostbite. He let Crims have it off the hard sheet, and it was stopped just in time. But still, Mizzou, it seems to be having that bit of fun. Bubs tries a massive pre-flip there. Will be shut down again. Frostbite picked up the reset. Crims is lurking on the backboard. You could kind of spot him just lurking. He's still up there.
Trying to catch him off the midfield pass, but Jacobs will cut that one off. He's still sitting on that SFA backboard. Okay, it's back now in the Mizzou side. It's 10 seconds to go. Game 2 will come to a close, and SFA gonna fall just short, 3-1. Likely the final score that it will be.
Hey, I think the biggest thing here, SFA, they're on the board.
That they are. They scored. That's a heck of a start. Now you've got 10 minutes in this series. You've got 1 goal. This time you got 5 shots or 0 in the last game. But again, your defense let up 17 total shots this time. So another, crazy defensive game where, again, sure, you allowed 3 goals, but you faced 17 shots. You can't expect to win when you give the opponent that many shots in their net.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where Stephen F. Austin, they're just having trouble keeping the same pace as Mizzou. They really are, and I mean that's just due to experience, kind of the level of play that both these teams have experienced. Mizzou, obviously, at the very, very top here in CCS, one of the best teams in the nation. I mean, they've perfected that craft of staying fast, keeping that high level offense going, and ultimately Stephen F. Austin just have not been ready to deal. And it's something you expect as a 1 seed versus a 16 seed, but we'll see how well they can fight back. Jack, left side, puts one away, and Stephen F. Austin, they got a lead.
19 seconds in the Lumberjacks. In front, Jack from the right wing finds goal number 1. But Tronus 441 is plenty of time for Missouri to fight back.
Yeah, especially when you realize that goal was created because Bubs went for a psycho off his own back wall. And now he's going to send it over to a pre-jumping Crims, who misses it off the upper 90. Zodiac will have the clear out. Frostbite looking to take it up himself, gets over Jack. Jacobs should be able to deal just fine. Pre-flip blocked by Bubs. Crims next in line. He wants a quarter read, but Jacobs is there just to play a little bit of keep away.
Now Jack back to Jacobs here, getting fine contact. Missouri another look in front, couldn't put that one away either. And first minute, SFA still in front by 1, and again the first 60, solid start. But again, you got to finish. It's not about the first 60, it's about the front 5 minutes here. You got to play a full game.
Yeah, Bub's still looking for psychos. I think that might just be his goal for this series is get 1 psycho. It's good aspirations. Maybe an own goal here. This one will fly wide. But again, Bubs looking for that skim downfield. Crims big clear out. Jack will just send it away to the far side. The Lumberjacks holding on. But you're just wondering when Mizzou are going to try and really speed that offense up and create those more threatening looks.
Their offense is finding demos and at least relieving some pressure and putting some defensive pressure on SFA. But now another look down the field for Jack. A redirect attempt blocked away by Frostbite, was put on target directly. But can their defense fast to adjust? They're off the save. 3:14 to go. A solid second minute. Buffs a huge save. Keeps the Lumberjacks off a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, good carry to get that one out safely. Make the follow-up shot a little bit more awkward. Big booming clear down to Jack. Will clear far side. Bubs is already up for it. He threads the needle. This one over Jacobs. It's a wide open net. Crims just flies right by. And SFA, I mean, they still got their lead.
That they do. It's still half the game to go. 2:45 left to play. Still 1-0. Missouri's offense, at some point, it feels like they will score. 1 goal should not be enough to win this game, and I'm sure it won't be. But SFA's got to score probably 1 or 2 more times to have a chance to win here.
Yeah, I think they need at least 1. I mean, they've done a good job what seems like stalling at this point, but it's just got to feel like Mizzou are going to be able to put that one away no problem eventually. And this might be the look here. Frostbite shoots. Jack picks up another save. Now goes up far side. Frostbite there. Soft touch looking for Bubs. Shoves the back pass towards Crims, but Jacobs is on it. And Mizzou, I mean, they haven't been able to get a ton of traction going offensively. I mean, Stephen F. Austin, they could grab a game here.
And Mike Jacobs looking for a second to double, no good. Jack will play this one out towards the corner. He's a sub, and he's got one of the 2 goals SFA has scored tonight, Jonas. So, again, he's got to be feeling pretty good about this series. Again, you're losing, but, you've got one of the 2 goals your team has scored.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, you can just say you scored against a team like Mizzou, as that's hard enough in itself, and we'll see if, that one goal might help lift this team to a victory as well. This one just shoved wide. Jackal go right under it. Crims trying to cut inside. Zodiac, good first block. Shuts down Bubs as well. J-Gups to the sidewall. Use that second jump well to nudge it into the backboard. Crims out to Bubs. This could be the attack for Mizzou. Zodiac to shut it down again. The Lumberjacks doing a great job halting the offense from Mizzou.
They've adjusted well defensively. I think that's the biggest thing to take away from Game 3 here is the SFA's defense finally might have found its form, Joe, and it's a double there for Frostbite also. Won't go the save also for Jack to keep Missouri off the scoring sheets. 50 seconds, and the Lumberjacks still lead 1.
I'm wondering as of this point if Mizzou are feeling a little stressed. Nah, they're doing fine.
That was a 4:15 run there for SFA without allowing a goal. And then eventually, I said earlier, they would score 1, and that they have found their Crims. Gets the game back to level.
Yeah, just a great midfield pass from Frostbite to Crims. Was able to find that opening there. 45 seconds, still a chance, but there's that fake kickoff again where it's left for the man cheating, and we'll see if Mizzou are going to be able to add on one more within regulation. Jacob sails right by Zodiac. Picks up the corner. Bubs out to Crims. One goes up. Jack finds the bump. Bubs is bumping Jacobs off the backboard. Zodiac has himself a clear. Crims open net. Can he drop it in? He can.
And Missouri going to catch out the SFA defense, and Zodiac was left alone and has a wide open target for Crims. 23 to go. The Tigers back in front.
Yeah, just more and more physicality from Mizzou really breaking through. And after SFA held the lead for so long, we said that they needed another one, otherwise they might not be able to hold it, and they have not been able to hold it. Indeed, it's been the Tigers who are right back out in it. Bubs looking for a read there, can't reach before Jacobs will just take him off the field and take the boost away. Jack a nice clear momentarily. Frostbite wants a third. Crims lurking middle hill. Missed that read. Bubs off the sidewall. Big clear is made. One final opportunity. Frostbite can't keep it alive. Mizzou up 3-0.
Well, SFA will have one more shot to get their first ever win at the CCS Championships in this series before their first trip to the tournament is busted.
I mean, this one looked much closer. I mean, Stephen F. Austin, they, were able to get on the board there, and they kept things going, and only a 1-goal game. They held the lead for the majority of it. Their defense looked a lot better. It seemed to really start speeding up and finding those areas that Mizzou were trying to create those chances. They were able to shut them down well, but now going into game number 4, you need to do the impossible.
A fake kickoff for Missouri. Bubs. Oh, goodness. Frostbite off the ceiling. Couldn't put that one away on target, but he does find Crims, though. And this Missouri offense off the kickoff is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean, that's just textbook freestyler kickoff there. We're trying to get that nice little passing play up high off the ceiling. Free jump. Didn't quite fall through. And now a wide open look. It's a 3v. No one has. Mizzou will take each other out, and SFA able to gather.
You mentioned last game, we led for majority of the game for SFA. Well, unfortunately for them, it's not about who leads for the longest amount of time in the game. It's about who has to lead when the clock strikes triple zeros. And unfortunately, that was Missouri last game. Now it's 3-0. SFA looking for their first win here and their first trip to the tournament.
And they got a lot of work to do, but we've seen that offense. It seems like they've gotten a little bit more confident as this series has gone on, but obviously still trying to keep up with the Tigers is a whole nother beast, and Jack will get it out. Jacobs might have himself an opportunity to build off the sidewall, puts it middle. Jack is there, top shelf. Bubs will steal it away.
They're playing their offense or Jack well as well. I mean, getting their offense go into the right rhythm, playing through their sub, trying to get him, acquainted with the offense. I think they've done a stellar job of that, but again, you're only scoring 1 goal a game at this point in the series. You've got 2 total through 3 games, but your offense has to be able to hold up with the level of Missouri. They haven't been able to do that yet.
That was great back-to-back saves from Jacobs, by the way. Shut down Bubs' shot, flip reset, and then was able to turn around and save something on the far side corner. Zodiac will have a block here. Crim's high chip just keeping the pressure on. Frostbite lobs it up. It'll be Jacobs on another clear. Bubs has himself a look. Musty wanting the dunk. Jack puts it away well. Down to the corner. Crims leaves it for Frostbite. They're just trying to whittle down this SFA defense. And, you know, the Lumberjacks holding strong, but it only feels like a moment before Mizzou are going to be able to find their first.
Yeah, 2:50 to go. SFA Missouri, though, still level at 0. Crim's trying to turn that one in. Couldn't do so. Bubs also just off the mark on his pre-jump attempt there. But Lumberjacks at the half, still even at 0.
Jacobs, a nice boom upfield into the corner. Will get that boost as well. 50s Crim's well, but Frostbite just waiting patiently. Gets one flick out. Jack through the corner. Bubs will bump Crims into it. Frostbite looking to bump his own teammates as well, as this one will be saved away cleanly by Frostbite. Has Bubs on the far side. Fakes the Musty. Goes down low. He got 2 to jump, but Jacobs was still waiting patiently.
Missouri's just trying to freestyle, but there's a shot from Crims. He'll put the simple one in. 2:06 to go. The Tigers in front.
Yeah, Jacobs tried to do everything he could. Might have been able to leave that, but you'd see the panic with Bubs under him. He tried to just dish it far side, and Crims was there lurking, able to slot that one in the upper 90. 1-0 go the Tigers. SFA still just looking to keep their season alive.
Jack the Musty into Jacobs could connect with him, though. These last 2 minutes, the Lumberjacks going to have to score to keep their season alive just a little bit longer here in Game 4. So this could be the final game they play here in CCS Season 5.
Yeah, it really could be in Mizzou. This could just be the start of a long run for them. We'll have to see. Jack dodging the bump from Crims, sending it this one sky high. Jacobs through the corner. Frostbite there. He's looking for Crims far side. Cuts it past to the wide open net, and Bubs who will take it from there.
1:31 to go as Bubs finds goal 2 and extends the lead out to a second. Now the comeback effort going to be twice as hard, needing to score twice in 91 seconds.
Yeah, and that play was just filthy from Mizzou. I mean, the midfield pass to the cut, getting every player to jump, and then Bubs just being there to tap it in nice and easy really just shows the kind of level Missouri are on in this tournament. And you know, they're just looking to hold out for these final 75 seconds and move on quickly to face the winner of the 8-9 matchup. And that'll sure to be a good game as well. Zodiac mind game, saved by Crims. He'll find the clear as well. Now in a 1v1 breezy attempt, no good. Jacobs will pick up the save, but there just doesn't seem to be enough time. Breakaway here, Zodiac, open net, no. Crims is back to take it away.
SFA got to stay in yellow territory. Zodiac fires to the corner. Wouldn't go for one there. 48 seconds to go. The Lumberjacks are still in Tiger territory. Looking for help from a bump. Jack fires. No good. That one might be an own goal.
This one into the backboard. It will be saved away. Jacobs got all the way back, and now we'll just boom this one forward once again. Lobbed up, and you know, there just doesn't seem to be enough time here. Nation Crims wants a double to end it, and he will find it. Missouri, I think that is the dagger, and they'll be moving on to round 2.
Yeah, it looks to be that way, Jonas. Barring a absolute stunning miracle with 24 seconds to go. Stephen F. Austin need 3 in 24 seconds. That's a goal every 8 seconds here.
Yeah. It's good to see that it looks like SFA are still having a little bit of fun, maybe just a couple smiles still even through this matchup, as yeah, that will indeed be it. The Tigers of Mizzou, one of the top 3 picks to make it all the way and win the whole thing, will start out their run with a 4-0 sweep over Stephen F. Austin. They move on, and fortunately for the Lumberjacks, their season's over.
We'll see Missouri next Friday, April 25th at the round of 32. We'll find out their opponent tomorrow night at midnight Eastern. Arizona State takes on UCLA in the South Region 8-9 matchup.
Yeah, that'll still be a very fun one to watch. And I mean, Mizzou, we're gonna be obviously looking towards them for a lot of great matches, and this just being one. SFA were able to keep it close, keep it respectable, but Missouri just that one step above, and they're showing why indeed they are one of the teams to watch.
That they are, and it's going to be fun in terms to watch, Jonas. I'm excited to get this thing underway. No, we're only 2 days into it. Only 2 out of 32 round of 64 games so far into this tournament. But again, we have 6 games coming your way tomorrow, starting at 7 Eastern, running all the way through 1 a.m. So we're excited to get tomorrow's action. 2 kicks off at 7 Eastern with number 3 North Texas versus number 14 Utah. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So long from the CCS Championships.